have cellular shades like this where you can bring them up in the morning by pulling straight down, but then when you want to let them down at night by pulling to the left, they get stuck. This one is actually stuck, and I wasn't able to bring them down at night. And so if you've got that problem, I'm going to show you exactly how to solve that. I found it parts on the internet for just $10, and I'm going to show you all that process. You might also have the opposite problem, where you try to bring it up in the morning, but it doesn't lock in, and I can help you with that. Now, this is called a Comfortex blind. It was manufactured by Comfortex and sold by many stores, including Select Blinds, where I got mine. This design is now obsolete. I bought mine about 10 years ago, and I bet a lot of people who have very wide, heavy blinds are having the exact same problem as me. So first, I'm going to talk about how to get this blind off the window, and I'm using a smaller one than the one that actually had the problem so that it's easier to show you. There's a mounting tab that probably looks like this. There's a front that has a spring and a back that is fixed. And this should be mounted on your wall somehow like this. And so in order to disengage the mechanism, you want to push the blind in towards that bracket and then tilt it toward you, because now when you push it in, it releases the back bracket. Then you're going to tilt it toward you and then pull forward toward you, and then it should come out of the mechanism. So that's how you get it off the wall. And again, you're going to have 2 or maybe 3 of these, so you might need a helper to do it. So once you get it off the wall, it's fairly simple to take off this cord lock. You're just going to pull it out. Now, it may be in the locked position, which means you're going to have to fight it a little bit. Like right now, it's in the locked position. And if you can, you want to see if you can unlock that. So by pulling it to the left. But even if it's locked, you can still get it off. It's just going to be a little bit tough. Like right now, mine is locked. It doesn't seem to want to let go. Okay, if I pull it to the left, I can finally get it unlocked. All right, so to take off the cover, you're just going to grab the left and right sides of it and lift up. And by the way, there are 2 sizes of these covers. There's like a, I can't remember the exact size, but there's 2 sizes. So you want to make sure you measure which size you've got of these. I'm going to show you how this mechanism works. So there are 1, 2, 3, kind of 4 parts of the mechanism. The part that broke on mine is when I pulled down on this cable every morning on these very heavy, wide shades, it would make a groove through this piece of plastic here. And this is actually the only piece of the whole thing that is broken. And I wish I could just get that one piece, but you can't. You have to buy the whole thing. But you can see, so this is the piece, and you can see that there's an entire groove worn through this. So you can see why after pulling it down, it wore the groove, and when I would try to slide it to the left to release it, it would not come out of that groove. Now behind that is this little gate. And the purpose of this gate is so that when you pull it to the left to release the blinds, that it actually lifts the cord up. And behind that gate is this little metal bar that swings on an axis, and when it swings down and locks into place, the cord isn't going to move. It's tight there. When you pull toward you, that gate lifts up. So this is the mechanism that really does the work here. And also, there's a little tiny nub on one side of this gate. It's very hard to see. But there's a little tiny nub. You want to make sure that nub is on the left side of the mechanism. I'm not exactly sure why that helps, but it does seem to make a difference when you reassemble it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out, and you can see that there's a little angled groove. So if I push down, it'll pop out. And the same on the other side. Push down, it'll pop out. So I'm going to take this off, and then I can replace the entire mechanism. So I'm going to pull this out, and let's get a new one. And again, this is from Fix My Blinds. There are only a couple of places that sell these parts online, and some of them have wildly different prices. This one I was able to find for $10 on Fix My Blinds, and it's the smaller of the 2 sizes. There are 2 sizes. Great company that has a product at a really good price. I am not at all affiliated with them. I don't get any earnings from that. Okay, so here's the mechanism, and you have to build it yourself. All these pieces are going to come separate. You're going to put this in last, so let's leave that out. So we have to get the wire cord into this mechanism first because it has to lock. And here's this gate, and again, sorry if it's not focusing perfectly. There's a little nub on the left-hand side. Hope you can see it. So I'm going to make sure that's on the left-hand side. I'm going to slide it into position on one side. If you're lucky, it'll just fall into place on one side. If not, it's not a big deal. And then I'm going to push it. Okay, so it locked in on one side, and now the other clicks in. Okay, so I've got it in position now. And I'm just going to double check that if I put my thumb down on the gate, then it locks, and when I pull, it pops up. That's the way we want it to work. Okay, second thing is I'm going to get this piece in. And then third, I'm going to put the gate in. And then last, I'm going to drop this in. Now, it's hard to demonstrate it locking in properly. I mean, it's easy if you push down with your thumb, it's going to lock in, but just having it lock by pulling doesn't seem to work really well. It's something to do with the load on the system and that little nub, because if you don't put that nub in the right side, it wasn't working for me either. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out again, and let's go ahead and put this lid on. And now let's try to actually give it some weight. Okay, so it's hard to see, but it did lock in. It's locked in right there. So that's what we want. I'm going to slide to the left, but then when there's weight, it's going to lock in. Okay, so that is fixed. And then you just slide this back in. And then you're going to put it back on its mounting brackets. So you're going to tilt it towards you. You're going to click in this side first, and then twist it back up, and then the other side will lock in, and you should be good to go. Also, this company has cord locks you can buy for just a couple of bucks, but this is the main piece that you're looking for, and that costs $10 on this site. So hopefully that will help you, and good luck with your project.